Once upon a time, in a small, dusty town surrounded by silent hills, there lived a young boy named Ryan. Ryan wasn't the smartest kid in his class. He wasn't the fastest runner. He wasn't even the most confident person. But there was something about him, something quiet yet powerful, something that made him stand out from everyone else. Ryan never gave up. He was born into a poor family. His father was a simple farmer, a man with cracked hands and a tired back, who worked from sunrise to sunset just to bring food to the table. His mother stitched clothes for neighbors to earn a little extra. Life was not easy, but their hearts were full of dreams. From a very young age, Ryan dreamed of becoming an engineer. He wanted to build machines that could make life easier for people in his village, machines that could lift the heavy burdens his father carried every day. But in his world, dreams were expensive, and hope was a luxury. The school was far away, nearly 10 kilometers from his home. Every morning, Ryan would wake up before dawn, help his father in the field, and then begin the long walk to school barefoot on the hot, cracked road. His feet would ache, his clothes would be covered in dust, but his eyes always held determination. At night, when the rest of the village slept, Ryan would sit under a dim streetlight, his old notebook resting on his knees, trying to study in the flickering light, because there was no electricity at home. Many nights, the light would go out completely, and he'd wait patiently for it to come back, whispering to himself, "One day, all this will be worth it." But life kept testing him. He failed many times in tests, in competitions, and even in his own confidence. Whenever he failed, people would laugh and say, "Ryan, you're wasting your time. Kids like you don't become engineers. Accept it." Even some of his friends stopped believing in him. But Ryan didn't listen. He looked at himself in the mirror and said softly, "If others can do it, why can't I? I'll fail 100 times if I have to, but I'll never stop trying." Those words became his daily prayer. Every failure only made him stronger. Every disappointment pushed him a little harder. He learned to see failure not as defeat, but as a lesson. He started waking up earlier, studying longer, asking questions, and learning from every mistake. Then came the big day, the entrance exam for a top engineering college. Ryan gave it his all. He stayed awake for nights before the exam, revising under candlelight. When the results came out, he had failed. It broke his heart. For a whole day, he didn't speak to anyone. He sat quietly outside his small house, watching the sunset disappear behind the mountains. But even in that silence, a small voice inside him whispered, "Maybe I'm not ready yet, but one day I will be." So he tried again. Another year of hard work. Another year of walking miles, studying under dim light, and holding on to hope. When the next year's results came out, Ryan's name was there, not just on the list, but among the top 10 students in the district. That was the first victory of his life, a moment he would never forget. When he stepped into the college for the first time, he looked around at the tall buildings and shiny machines and whispered, "This is where I belong." But the journey was far from over. In college, he faced new challenges, difficult subjects, lack of resources, and the feeling of being smaller than everyone else. Most students had laptops, expensive tools, and access to everything he didn't. But Ryan had something they didn't: fire in his heart. He started collecting old metal scraps and wires from the junkyard near the college. Every evening, he would sit alone in the lab, trying to build something from nothing. Days passed. Weeks passed. Everyone said, "Ryan, it's useless. You're wasting your time." But Ryan didn't stop. After months of effort, he finally built a small robot made entirely from junk. When he turned it on, the little machine came to life. It picked up a small stone and placed it aside. It was simple, but powerful. That moment changed everything. Students who once laughed at him now came to him for advice. Ryan started helping others build their own machines. He shared everything he learned, not for fame, but because he wanted others to believe that greatness can come from anywhere. By his final year, Ryan won a National Innovation Award for his low-cost robotic design. The award wasn't just a medal, it was proof that determination can turn dust into gold. After graduation, Ryan didn't rush to find a job in a big city. He came back to his village, the same place where his story began. He started a small workshop, teaching poor students about robotics and technology for free. When people asked him why he came back, he said, "Because I don't want another kid to believe that dreams are only for the rich." His workshop grew. Soon it became a small training center. And years later, that center turned into a technology institute, built by the same boy who once studied under a streetlight. One day, a reporter came to interview him and asked, "Ryan, what's your secret to success?" Ryan smiled, the same calm, confident smile he had learned through years of struggle, and said, "It's not about how many times you fail, it's about how many times you get back up. Every failure taught me something my success never could." He paused for a moment, looked out the window where children were playing, and added, "You don't need perfect conditions to succeed. You just need a perfect decision, the decision to never quit." Success doesn't belong to those who never fall. It belongs to those who rise again and again, no matter how many times they're pushed down. Your background doesn't matter. Your failures don't define you. Your persistence does. So if you're struggling right now, if you feel like giving up, remember Ryan's story. He wasn't born rich. He wasn't born lucky. He just refused to stop, and that made all the difference. Maybe you're walking your own long road right now. Maybe people are laughing at your dreams. Maybe life feels unfair, but don't stop walking. Don't stop believing. Because one day, your story will inspire someone else, just like Ryan's story inspires you today. So keep going, keep fighting, and no matter how many times you fall, never give up. Your success is closer than you think. If you like this story, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more powerful motivational stories like this one. Remember, no dream is too big, and no person is too small to achieve it.